So, being a performance coach, you're clearly extremely productive, very disciplined. Why do you think you're the type of person that is that productive and disciplined?
Um, I probably didn't have a choice, if I'm being honest, and that sort of accountability usually kind of gets you to put your foot on the gas. I would say I'm forced to it.
Okay. So your background, what you're brought up in East London, Turkish heritage.
Yeah.
Why? What did that identity bring you?
Okay. So basically, like kind of referring back to your first question, I was raised in an area, let's just say not so privileged area. Um, so therefore, that's why I said almost had to force those things that you mentioned initially if I wanted to have any level of success, right? And growing up in those areas, if you do want to get out of there, if you do want the amazing things that you see on TV, on social media, I guess social media then wasn't as big, obviously, um, but wanted to be like uh, the footballers you admired to live like the footballers you admired, because I used to play football, and my goal was always to be able to um, have a life that has a level of freedom that I did not have when I was younger. I wasn't very good at school, so I had to find a kind of a different way to do that.
Are you grateful for that? Are you grateful for that? What you were growing
Yeah,
up like?
yeah, for sure. I think there's like look, there's a lot of luck when it comes to this sort of stuff, right? Uh and the luck is you don't know where you're going to be born, you don't know who you're going to be born into, and this kind of does play a bit of a role in your future. I could have an advantage in some ways, I could be disadvantaged in other ways, and in my case, I I'm grateful for everything, and I also know it wouldn't have happened any other way. So I wouldn't even dwell on even thinking about that. I mean, there's times where things go shit, and you do question things. Oh man, I wish it was this. I wish it was that. I wish it ended up like this. But the truth is, if you are grateful for all the things that you have, I just think it's a way more positive way to live, and doors will open for you to have a better life, instead of a negative outlook into every small little thing. I mean, you know what it's like when you talk to negative people, everything's a problem. They can have the perfect life, everything's a problem. And I do my best, even on, like, I guess the darkest days, I try to find some form of light to be able to um, keep thriving the best way I can, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's also just people. I suppose people that are brought up in privilege will find very small things to be angry about or upset about, and there's going to be a limit to how grateful you can be for something simple, a cup of coffee or something like that. But if you don't come from privilege, and you're going to be grateful for everything that comes your way, I suppose. And I think you've mentioned in an Instagram post about how to focus more on the simple things. You wanted to focus more on the simple things this year,
Yeah.
and it's true. It's just you're going to be way more grateful and appreciative of life if it's the simple things you're focused on rather than the big material things, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I fucking love all that shit as well. Like,
Yeah,
I want a nice car. I like wearing nice trainers. I like to dress good. Um, but it's more so. It's when you're thriving at any level of greatness, right? Whether that's business, personal growth, business growth, um, athletic growth, uh, anything. Um, it's hard to enjoy simple things and enjoy the moment. I think if you are that mentality, you're constantly thriving for more and better, right? So, which is why this year I kind of even did that post to kind of almost hold myself accountable, to be like, you know what, I'm going to do my absolute best to enjoy the simple things, all the simple things that Diren 10 years ago, or younger Diren, going to school in East London and college in Hackney. would look forward and go, "Are you fucking joking, mate? You're living the best life," you know. So I'm doing my best to do that. Not gonna lie, it's definitely not easy. Like yeah, I have to remind myself that, you know, or my missus reminds me, and when I'm spending time with my son, you know, it I'm almost held a little bit more accountable now, and to enjoy the simple things, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it because that is in my core values and upbringing, you know, to really appreciate the simple things, you know.